Nearly every day, new crime cases is being reported in the state. Rapes, murders, deaths, theft, kidnapping are on rise in the state, and yet we are told be upachi garasna. We, with the ongoing crime cases in the state, we at HCN spoke to Advocate Caroline Colasco. She highlighted how Goa is turning into worse side and also how crime rates should be dealt with.
My question to you is, in the recent week, we have seen n number of crimes, deaths that are reporting in Goa, right from two Russian death cases in Seolim to a Siddhi Naik's case that is getting a new lead, and also a dead body of a man found in Kandole, and n number of criminal cases. So, what do you have to say on that, ma'am? What is happening in Goa?
So it is worrying, of course, when there are so many crimes taking place all over Goa. There is a sense of insecurity that gets felt by citizens at large. And this can be assuaged, this fear, this feeling of insecurity can be assuaged by the police if they would have modern methods of criminal investigation and show that they have been proactive in at least immediately dealing with the situation.
So, ma'am, moving ahead with regards to Siddhi Naik's their case, now the police and the forensic also failed to collect the samples of the viscera and other samples also, and they prejudged it, saying it's a suicide. And now, where do you think the case is going to go now?
Yes, in fact, that was very sad that the police, in a sense, jumped the gun, immediately came to the conclusion that it was suicide, and in thus doing so, ruled out any other possibilities of if it could that it could even be any kind of a sexual offense. Now, once they have come to that conclusion, obviously evidence is lost, which cannot be retrieved now, and this is the failing of the police. And I mean, time and again Supreme Court also has been saying that the criminal police investigating crime, or whatever police doing criminal investigation, should be separated from the general police who's doing perhaps bandobast or any other VVIP duty. This has been repeatedly told by the Supreme Court, so you would get a specialized force dealing specifically with modern methods of crime. This is not happening. The same police are not only getting transferred, but the same police are doing 101 things. Sometimes I feel it's not even humanly possible. Then the second aspect is we still do not have, after so many years of independence and after so many promises, we do not have a modern forensic laboratory. Every of our forensic, what you call it, swabs and evidence gets sent all the way to Hyderabad, the CFSL lab in Hyderabad, and it takes minimum 1 year and more for a simple blood test report to come back. So this, in fact, is again a failure of justice, because justice delayed is justice denied. Again, Article 21 of the Constitution says that you need a speedy trial. But if in case you're not even able to get the primary evidence to charge somebody, then I think it's lackadaisical attitude of the government in giving importance to crime and criminal investigation, and complete apathy on the part of the government to set up such kind of a forensic laboratory which would hasten any kind of important testing of such of evidence in criminal in specifically in terms of sexual offenses. When the rape law is amended and said it has to be done quick, you have to file the charge sheet. But if you don't have a laboratory, where is the whole sensitivity, and where is the commitment of the government on such issues? I find it totally lacking.
Ma'am, going ahead, now recently a dead body was found in Kandolim yesterday, wherein
Yes,
then it was, and it had like sharp weapon marks on it, and the
yes,
CCTV
yes.
footage was traced very quickly, swiftly by the police, wherein they realized that the man himself had gone to a supermarket to buy all the stuff, and then so in that case they went swiftly to find out the CCTV footage. But what about what do you think about why was there was a complete delay in searching the CCTV footage when it comes to Siddhi Naik's death case? So do you think there's some conspiracy behind this?
I think basically that there was public uproar in Siddhi Naik's case, and there was so much of attacks on the police in terms of their lackadaisical attitude or the way they handled the investigation, that the police acted swiftly in this case. Therefore, I also believe that constant pressure onto the police by the public, by general citizens at large, who will not take things lying down, who will not take half-baked investigation or this kind of attitude by the police of just pushing things under the carpet. I think there was so much of uproar in Siddhi Naik because they felt that this story of the police doesn't ring true. And there were protests not only in her hometown of where she lives in her village, Ukasai and Aldona, but in fact today there are protests being held all over because the public at large want to have reinforce and believe that the police are there as guardians of law and are there to protect them. But once this sense is not there, then that's when the public at large just is an automatic outpouring of solidarity and support that we saw in Siddhi Naik, that I think caused the police to now act, at least in this case, which is good.
My last question, ma'am. Where do you think law and order stands in Goa? As a legal expert, what do you have to say on that?
Law and order, as usual, there is no faith of the public at large that there is a law and order. The reason is, again, as I started by saying, if the police were equipped with modern methods of detecting crime, we still do not have even that simple tape which says do not cross over, which you see in all, as soon as we watch any films, or that's a basic thing. Our fingerprinting unit is so outdated, our forensics is really bad. So with that, generally there will be a deterioration of law and order, because law people, the criminals get emboldened, obviously, saying that all right, whatever you can do, there is not that kind of response by the police in terms of catching the criminals at least quickly. See, even I'm saying you would need much more CCTV camera footage at various vantage points, more so that it is a touristic state. Tourists who come here for a holiday, come here for peace, come here for fun, and you cannot have a situation where dead bodies are popping up all over in the coastal belt. So, it is time that the police and the government put things in order to assuage the public at large that there is law and order prevailing in Goa.